start. That's it.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. How many of you have heard of Thomas Alva Edison? And have you seen his invention? It's all around us. What is he famous for?
Business.
Light bulb.
Exactly, the light bulb that's around us. Do you know how many experiments did it take him to invent the light bulb?
1,000. 12,000 and change. Yeah.
Omar, you
1,000.
got it right on. 1,000. Did you know that? That's a lot of experiments. And 1001 was the light bulb, which really impressed me. One thing, what I really liked about his quote is, every failed experiment is a step towards success. Let me give you another example of a famous celebrity. How many of you have heard of Denzel Washington? Do you know that he went through a major obstacle in his career by getting his break in Broadway? We know that he's very famous for Oscar films, and that was very normal in terms of acting. And he was a very ground actor where he wouldn't have to do as much theatrical acting. But when he got into Broadway, he was completely overshadowed by all the Broadway actors. And they were like saying, la 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 la. And then Denzel would be just having a low tone voice, la 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 la. So he was like completely being overshadowed. And it, every like failure, every audition he went for Broadway, he had to go through numerous failure, one after another. But there's one saying that really inspired him to hang on. There's a saying that if you hang on in the barbershop long enough, you will get your haircut. It took him 30 years, and finally he got his break at the Broadway with a play called The Fences, where he won a Tony Award. That's what I say, 30 years and even 1,000 experiments for Thomas Edison to finally invent the light bulb. So that shows that persistence is what is the key winning magic formula to overcome any failure. So these topics, these examples, what I'm sharing with you, will be leading towards 3 of my personal examples on the different failures and setbacks I went through during my life experience. Let me start by first sharing with you how the swimming experience was one major obstacle. I had experienced a recession in Alberta, and last but not least, I undertook a new hobby, badminton, where at first I thought it was easy, but it may encountered many challenges. So let me start first from my experience in swimming. Swimming, as we know, is a very fun, exciting hobby. I see a lot of small babies and kids when they go and they learn nicely and they enjoy it. It's like a very fun, relaxing activity. For me, it was not the case. In India, what happened is I took a swimming lessons in a club, and right away the instructors, they literally just threw me in the pool and made me like swim in the deep water, and I was petrified by like I couldn't swim and I wasn't able to float. I was like afraid. I almost gave up that I won't be able to swim. But I did not let this become an obstacle for me. The next story of this happened when I took up another swimming I took up swimming lessons in a Canadian community center when I moved to Canada. And there I learned how to incrementally go through gradually the baby steps to become a good swimmer. So first what happened is the instructor, what she taught me is basically is you have to learn to work on your leg, the flapping. Kicking is what's important to make you go around laps back and forth. So without having to do the flap, the strokes, just to do the kicking with the flutterboard, and I did I remember 10 laps, but it was good and it improved the strength of my leg muscles. It also developed my hamstring muscles, and also it kept me, gave me endurance going back and forth. And once I mastered that was level 4. Then I went through level 5, which was working on the front strokes without the flutterboard, and I kept doing that and was able to finally reach towards levels. When I went to the deep water, I found a way how to float in water without having to drown down. And even in the swimming challenges, we were given one challenge where they threw a brick deep water and we had to go underwater and get the brick. That was an interesting challenge, but with my persistence and also by being confident, I was able to go and meet up that challenge and get the brick. And I was able to I am able to seamlessly swim nicely in the community center. So I was able to reach level 6, which was not bad. Yeah. Let me share with you another story, which basically in Alberta, when I was working as a designer, everything was going at first really well. The oil industry was booming. Everything seemed fine. But then once the storm all came, we were thrown with a curveball. A lot of people lost their jobs, me included too. I realized, what should I do now with my life, now that I've gained experience in this field? One thing that came to my rescue was helping create a vision statement. A vision statement is what will basically guide you to see you have gained this skill. Where do you see yourself in the next 6 months? The vision statement was able to guide me to lead from the design world to the advanced manufacturing field, which I was looking to go in Canada. And with the help of my vision statement, I was able to land an opportunity in Ontario with Husky, an advanced manufacturing company, and use my experience, what I gained in Alberta. So I did not let it become an obstacle for me, but I let it become basically a stepping stone in my career, and also the building blocks towards my progression. And this led me from this advanced manufacturing career. It made me pursue and do a green belt, which I feel has really molded my career into a good upside. I really see. I want to now finally share with you one more story of my life experience, which was basically the one relating to badminton. How many of you like the sport badminton? I'm sure most of you all. I had initially learned badminton in India when I was 9, and I really lost practice and touch. When I went to this club, what happened was I was seeing all these people were just pros and experts, and they were just literally smashed and just hit one after another, and I was continually losing, and it was like very frustrating losing games. So this is where one thing what really changed is I had a partner who made me look from a second perspective. He noticed that I was jumping a lot when I would return the shots, and I would be running too much around the court. I was used to a squash style, but he was saying to limit your number of steps and also not to jump, because you have height and your wingspan to your advantage. Use it to your advantage and make sure you return a winning shot. So with the help of this trick, I was able to limit my step to 1 step and also smash it naturally using my height. I was able to win all the games, and mind you, Sometimes even I had some close games where I literally was close to winning. So most of my, this was a turning point especially, and I really enjoyed the hobby afterwards. So these experiences, what I have learned from, especially from Denzel Washington and Thomas Edison, they have mentioned that no matter life, if anything, a curveball is thrown at you, always be persistent. Every failed experiment is one step towards the success, towards the finish line. Also, if you hang around in the barber shop, you will get the haircut, you will get your break. So no matter whatever we are thrown in life, keep on hanging and be persistent. That is what will lead you towards the final successful end goal. That's what I want to leave it. And finally, and every failure is a stepping stone towards your life. Mr. Madam Toastmaster.